B.I.G. Our prayers and our condolences go out to the Wallace family and any and all who are grieving over this loss. My question is, what's next for hip-hop? Hopefully we can stop living our lives like a music video, and instead of keeping it real, be true to ourselves. I'm Les, and I'll see you later.
Don't leave the girl around me. Yeah.
In the aftermath of his murder, B.I.G. was one of my closest friends. Words can't express my pain, said Puffy Combs, the head of Biggie's record company. I love him and will always miss him. And Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, who appear on Biggie's upcoming second album, Life After Death, Till Death Do Us Part, released a statement calling him a good man and a role model to many, and urging fans and other hip-hop performers to, quote, come together because we can't afford to lose even one more brother or sister. Even Death Row Records, the L.A. label with which Biggie was involved in a famous feud, mainly involving the late Death Row star Tupac Shakur, put out a press release saying that imprisoned Death Row chief Suge Knight was shocked and saddened, and that having recently lost Tupac Shakur to the same senseless violence, they could sympathize. But it was the similarities in the deaths of both Biggie and Tupac, gunned down in their prime within months of each other, that was on most people's minds. Take a look.
The controversy between Biggie and Tupac Shakur dates back to November of 1994, when Tupac was shot 5 times in the lobby of a New York City recording studio where Biggie and other bad boy artists were recording. Although police said Tupac was the victim of an attempted robbery, Tupac accused Biggie and Vibe magazine of somehow being involved, an accusation Biggie vehemently denied. The heat between the rappers got heavier when Tupac boasted on a song that he had an affair with Biggie's wife, singer Faith Evans. Following the 1994 shooting, Tupac and Death Row Records head Marion Suge Knight often publicly ridiculed Biggie and Bad Boy CEO Sean Puffy Combs. Just last month, Death Row rapper Snoop Doggy Dogg and Combs publicly declared a truce in the so-called East Coast-West Coast rivalry.
This is strictly for the kids that support our music and support us in general and look up to us to say, well, hey, they not tripping, so we stop tripping.
Sadly, Tupac's tragic murder was similar to Biggie's. Both men were shot leaving a high-profile event. Shakur after a Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas last September 7th, Biggie in Los Angeles leaving a crowded party thrown by Vibe magazine. Both were killed in gangster-style drive-by shootings, sitting in the passenger seat. In addition, both men at the time of their murders had been preparing to release new albums, embracing images of death. The cover of Tupac's release depicted the rapper nailed to a cross, and his first video, I Ain't Mad At Ya, showed him being gunned down and later in heaven. Biggie, whose debut album was entitled Ready to Die, was just about to release his follow-up called Life After Death, Till Death Do Us Part. Tupac was 25 and Biggie was 24.
What was Biggie's own state of mind in the last days of his life? In an interview in the current issue of The Source magazine, the rapper, who had found it wise to hire bodyguards to accompany him at all times, said he wanted to quit the rap business. I really want to stop, he said. If I was financially stable, I could. Here's what he had to say in one of the last interviews of his life, conducted at San Francisco radio station KYLD on the Wednesday before he was killed.
When you get everybody having fun, you think, okay, that's where I want to be. But once you get in it and you achieve the success that you want, it seems like that's when the player hating starts. You know, that's when everybody's like, well, it's not all that.
How did it get to that day where you got to watch your back and have bodyguards and all that?
I mean, it's not just from rappers, you know what I'm saying? People going to attack anybody that's a large figure, you know what I'm saying? They did it to Jordan, they did it to Tyson, they did it to Bill Cosby, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're going to attack you if you're on top, you know what I'm saying? It's just your job to bob and weave, you know what I'm saying? I need the security, you know what I'm saying? I can't beat everybody up.
Right.
I go to jail, they'll sue me, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things you do when you get to a certain level, you know what I'm saying?
Do you collaborate on anything with any West Coast producers or any?
I haven't, but I will. I mean, I'm just getting over, you know what I'm saying, this whole situation with this East Coast, West Coast thing, you know, when they was going through their things and we was going through our things. I just came over, you know what I'm saying, trying to, like, basically squash it. I just want to let everybody know that I'm here, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going nowhere. Bad Boy ain't going nowhere. I'm going to continue to keep making those songs that make you dance and make you groove and have kids and all kinds of things. I'm here. Me and my man, Cesar Leo.